Well, now to our State of States segment. Today we focus on the economic condition of Utah. The western state's housing market has taken a hit at the end of the first quarter of 2010. More than 3% of all mortgages were in foreclosure. However, its job market is doing better than the rest of the country. Utah's unemployment rate was over 7%, coming in lower than the nation's unemployment rate of 9.5%. Mining activity playing a major role in that state's economy. Petroleum, copper, and nat gas pulling in the most money.
All right, for more on Utah's economy, we are joined by the state's Governor Gary Herbert. Utah is the most fiscally fit state in the nation, according to Forbes magazine. And so we wanted to bring you on and ask you just exactly how you brought that about. 7.2% unemployment in normal circumstances wouldn't be a fantastic number for an American state. But right now, it's up there as one of the best. What are you doing right, or were you just graced with the natural resources?
Well, there's a lot of factors that would go into that, but one, we do live within our means. We don't spend more than we take in. We have virtually no structural imbalance to our budget. So $11.6 billion, and we are out of whack only about $300 million, and we'll close that gap here at the end of this next legislative session. So, you know, that's something that probably every state would like to do. We are just doing it. We're making tough decisions, cutting where we can, and then doing everything we can to grow the economy and see if we can't come out of this economic downturn.
Governor Herbert, what are you seeing in terms of the economy, the economic outlook from your position? I mean, does it look dismal over the next 6 months? I mean, there's a lot of worry out there.
Well, there's still some challenges out there, and again, we're not immune to what we call the Great Recession now that's taking place nationally. But we have great opportunities in Utah, and others are recognizing that. For example, the American Legislative Exchange Council just said to us that we're the state they predict to come out of the economic downturn first. Mm-hmm. We've got good fundamentals. We have sectors of our economic opportunity that are growing.
I mean, you're attracting a lot of technology companies. That's something that really struck me.
I was going to point that out. Oracle, eBay, Twitter, Electronic Arts, Adobe Systems. I mean, what are you doing to get these Silicon Valley companies to Park City?
Well, we're geographically located. We're kind of at the crossroads of the West. Right. But we have a very young, productive, energetic, high-tech savvy, and even bilingual workforce. So what business is looking for, Utah has to offer in our labor force. We're investing a lot of money into education. We're doing a lot of work with our colleges and universities on research and technology. Science, technology, engineering, math are core areas of investment. University of Utah right now, for example, with our USTAR program, which stands for Utah Science, Technology, and Research, is now creating more startup companies out of our research than even MIT. So, again, an area that we are experiencing great success in.
Right. You know, recently, was it about a month ago or so, that the states were given some aid from the federal government. Was that a wrong move in your view, considering you guys seem to be doing just fine?
Well, we're better off than most states, and I won't second guess what other states are wanting to do, but we didn't need the startup.
But do you think the government was wrong in helping them out?
Well, I would quote an article I saw by David Brooks in the New York Times here just Sunday that compares us to Germany. We went large on stimulus, they went small. We went 6% of GDP, they went to 1.5% of GDP, and right now Germany is experiencing economic growth at around 9%. Their unemployment rates are below pre-crisis levels, and you can see what's happened in our country. It's gone much larger, 4 times larger than Germany. So I think government doesn't create wealth, it doesn't create jobs, and we in Utah are trying to keep government really off the backs and out of the wallets of the public. Allow the private sector to go out there and be the innovators and the creators of wealth, which creates jobs, and it works for us.
And so you keep spending down because, you know, one of the complaints about that $26 billion federal aid package was that it prodded the states that took the money to spend more money this year and more money in those budgets next year. You have, I think, per capita debt of $442, and you're cutting spending rather than boosting it to try and boost economic growth.
Yeah, we've cut about, of our $11.6 billion budget, we've cut about $1 billion out of lost revenue. But we've had to make tough decisions. We've addressed our pensions for our state employees. Again, a lot of states are putting that off an ongoing long-term liability that's just not sustainable. So we've had to make some tough decisions, make some cuts. Our watchword in Utah is do more with less. and we are doing more with less, even though we're still a fast-growing state.
Governor Herbert, we've got 20 seconds. So what do you think is the toughest decision that the federal government should and must make at this point?
We've got to quit borrowing. We cannot, in fact, borrow into our grandchildren's and great-grandchildren's future. This $13 trillion debt, we're at $1.4 trillion every year, is not sustainable. We're going to have to make some tough decisions and get back to balancing our budgets, just like the states do.
All right, Governor Gary Herbert of the state of Utah, thank you so much for joining Matt and me. We appreciate it.
Thank you.